Well, it is another build day here after a rainy night here at Las Conchas del Mar in the Philippines. Everyone's here busy. It's probably about 8:30 a.m. right now. So, cover a few things here. You can see the work continues. As you see, it's really happening here everywhere. They're working on getting this steel for the columns stood up right now, and once they get those cages done there on that, we will be putting some short forms around the bottom to pour up to the bottom of the tie beam and down at the footing in here, because we are trying to hurry before rain either floods these or we have a cave-in on them. So we can get that bottom poured in. We can go ahead and backfill around it some up to the bottom of where the tie beam will be. As you see, the work continues on here, and the guys have been really busy. Also, you may notice the tree is gone. Yep, it is gone. There's nothing but remnants left of it, and it's sad. I did keep the big trunk part myself, and I stored it away over to the side up off the ground, just in case I might want to build something out of it. And I've got a couple of ideas on that, but I'm still thinking. Go inside the garage here and see what they're doing. So in here, the plastering continues on, the skim coating. So that place I showed yesterday at the bottom of the wall there, that they did not finish to the ground, I asked them to get that filled. The sooner they get that filled and we can finish the work in here, they can get transferred to the other side. But you want to do these things first so they can be drying. First thing in the morning when you come in, because you know that thick material needs to dry, is to get your thick spots laid up. Let them be curing while you're doing your other work. It's the same up here on the ceiling. I just instruct them, they need to be going ahead and getting that area that they had to patch in with some cement, skim coat it so it can be drying while they're doing sanding and work on these other walls. So while they're preparing to get that steel there all leveled up and braced in, I'm beginning to cut here little short form boards that's going to go around the columns down below the tie beam. This wood is not going to be that expensive black wood like you see down there on the bottom. This is going to be some ordinary plywood. We're going to cover it with a little bit of material to keep it from sticking right there. And these are not as critical as your ones up above up there. And what I mean by that is that I want those walls poured really slick with that nice strong plywood up above. But this stuff down below grade, if it gets a little swelling, as they call getting pregnant, or things like that, it's all below grade. It's not going to be seen, and it's just not that important. Plus, it's being cut up into little small pieces, and I don't want to chop up that nice big wood into little pieces like that. So that's the deal with that. I'm laying it out myself and cutting it because I know that I'll measure around and find the best fit and the best cuts that where we can get as many pieces as we can out of one sheet. I've noticed in the past with them, with some work I did, there was a lot of waste. It's up to you, but look at those things yourself. Make sure that your carpenter will utilize your materials the best they can, okay? It's another piece of advice I'll give you. I'll tell you one other thing. They were wanting to pour that 40 centimeters in the bottom down there, pour it first and then put this form. Well, that was going to leave some jagged concrete right down in the inside of that column down in there, and your form's not going to be nice and even around the bottom of it. But that's not my main point. My main point is I did not want a cold joint down below the ground like that. Yes, it's compression down and all, but the thing is when you have a cold joint in that concrete, that little fine line where your cured concrete and your new concrete meet, there will be no adhesion in there. You know, no, what would they call that? Cohesion? There'll be no cohesion in there. And so it's always going to leave that fine line, and water will weep right in. And inside of there is your steel, and that is your most important steel in your whole home. So I do not want a cold joint below grade. I just do not want one like that, especially all the way down in the bottom. So even though they were bucking on me a little bit this morning, was wanting to throw it in, they tried to go around me and go to Melinda. Didn't work. They tried to go around me and go to Melinda and explain their case of why they just wanted to pour that bottom, saying those holes are caving in. I came over here, there ain't a single hole caved in. Hey, we're just wanting to pour some concrete in the bottom real quick this morning and then say that they need to stop for the rest of the day. Gotta watch it, gotta watch it. So I said, no, we're gonna build forms around all four of those, and we're gonna pour all four of those up to the bottom of the tie beam all at one time, and then we're gonna use these same form boards again and move over for the next four. And so that's what's going on, and I'm going to screw these together, not nail them like they do, so that I can easily take them apart. I brought long 3-inch screws. If you can't, I can't find very good ones here in the Philippines like that, like we have in the US and maybe in other Western countries. But I brought a whole bunch of long 3-inch screws. I sent them in a black line box, and I have my impact here, and I'll be able to screw those together and take them back apart. And so they still will be a little bit of a reusable form. All right, well, I need to get to cutting here because they're going to be waiting for me. So I'll catch y'all again here in just a bit. So we built these real quick little box forms here, and we got them floating up off the ground with the cocoa lumber so that they are up above the 40 centimeter pour on the footing down below. So you see them suspended across here. We use a little ingenuity with some bamboo to hold it up to level. We got a little string mark right down there tied onto that. See that little string? That's our mark. Sorry for the shaking there. I'm out in the wind here. And so right now I got them pouring this one. It's gonna pour pretty thick. It'll go all the way up to the bottom of that form right there. Like I say, 40 centimeters thick. And then it's gonna come on up through this column in here. And that way I don't have a cold joint down there at the bottom underground that water is always going to weep into and start rusting my steel inside, oxidizing it and rusting it away. So that's one of the reasons you don't want a below grade coal joint if you can avoid it. And their common ways, they want to pour that 40 centimeters in the bottom, and then they want to make the form on top, and after they can stand on the cement and it's dried and all down there. Well, it's been a rainy day. We got some work done, don't get me wrong. We got some work done, but not at the rate that I was hoping for. The guys would have to do some stopping, sitting underneath the cover over here behind me, and waiting for the rain to pass. And man, I tell you what, it's been pouring down. Look here, even in the lot. Look here, even where we're working, it's kind of flooded. They dug another hole here. I wish I could go up there real quick and show you from above without getting poured down on it. It's still sprinkling or showering some right now. Let me see if I can go up and share a little bit with you. I didn't go all the way to the top. I just went about halfway up this ladder-like ramp we built. But got all the footing poured in on that one and up to the top there at grade level. The same on that one. This steel's all set over here. You see it's all going up. Got another hole almost dug down deep enough here. Beginning one right there. And there'll be another one over there right where those bags are at. The tree's gone, as you see, but we haven't took out the stump. And most of these roots don't go in down deep in the ground in this particular tree. They kind of ride right along the top of the ground. So it won't be too bad, but we actually have to put another footing in right there. So it'll probably be the last one we'll do. And it's going to be a little bit of mess on that hole because we'll have to take out that root ball there. There it is. So inside, I'm preparing to move everything out of the front to the back part of the garage here and get everything, out of their way where they can start working there now. I'm kind of moving slow at it in a sense because I'm trying to go through some things and get out of there permanently, not just shuffling around. And the deal is that I've got this boat project right here, and I have shipped different things from the US different times. I've brought in suitcases, I've shipped in buying boxes, or how you say that, balik buying boxes, and shipped here and kept storing for this boat project. So you that been here to the Philippines know, and you Filipinos know, but my other viewers back home, that this is all like a new experience or journey to them that follow us on our Texas homestead right there and have taken this journey with us here to the Philippines. I'm going to explain this for you guys. Here in the Philippines, fiberglass boats and just your common boat y'all are used to on lakes and around water back in the US are so rare in this country. They're here, but they're rare, okay? And you don't find marinas and boat slips everywhere. There's just only a few in the entire country, like up at Manila, at Subic, maybe down at Cebu. Just a few random spots spread out over a huge area. You would think there would be a lot, right? It's an island nation and nothing but water and shores and all this. But remember, this is still kind of a developing country. Plus, they have always chose to kind of keep it towards the natural nature side, right? And so they've put huge duties on importing those boats. Huge duties, okay? And they're kind of been hardcore on it. Thailand and some other countries were the same way for years. I mean, you would pay a mass amount if you imported one of those boats. And it's kind of like hitting you with a luxury tax in a way. Same way on cars here too. You can buy here, but if you import, man, are you gonna pay? Well, let's stay on track here. This boat, I wanted a boat that I'm used to back in the US. These boats, like these others that I have, they're a slow boat. And they're just like gigantic canoes in a way. And there is a lot of wisdom in those boats. I'm not discounting them. Let me tell you what, I know the pros and cons on them, and there's pros to those canoes, those bankas, pump boats. There's pros to it. Let me tell you what, they're smart, and that's why they're used around the world in many countries. Use the same design. But if you want to get somewhere and get there quicker and maybe a little bit more comfortable and all, you want a boat like this. Well, in their eyes, only a rich millionaire has a boat like that, you know. And I wasn't going to put out the money that they cost here too for an old boat back home. It's just dirt cheap, but that same boat here is high dollar if you can even find it, and then if you can even find parts for it. But this was a local made by some foreigners that started a little boat company up in Manila before, and I bought it secondhand. It needed a lot of work, and I'm a tinkerer, so I rather buy something dirt cheap that's almost looks like it's ready to be thrown, and put my blood, sweat, and tears in it and make it a part of me. And it's functional. It's my hobby, right? I got to do something while I'm here, you know. So my truck and my boat, that's my hobby. That's called the get out and do something and stay out of trouble items right there. Idle mind is the devil's workshop. That's what my family always told me when I was growing up. The idle mind is the devil's workshop. So if I'll use that stuff up on the boat and just jump on this boat and get some of these projects done on it, that's stuff out of the garage that don't have to go back in there, and I'm not playing this shuffle back and forth. So I started working on the boat today, and you that's been with me for a long time, you're already familiar about this boat. Like David and some different ones out there, y'all are familiar about this boat. No big deal. But you new people, you know, you're like, what boat, huh? Unless you went back to a couple of my early videos. So this is my project boat, and I've got everything gutted out of it right now. Why it's just sitting here, I don't want people stealing things out of it. Children breaking things, twisting knobs, you know, getting up there and messing with stuff, because they don't know it and they don't know to respect it. It's just looks like something you play in a park to them, you know. But today I butchered this boat, and I chopped the whole back end out of it. You see here, there it is right over there. I chopped the whole back. Man, they had that big old huge thing that you had to climb up and over. It was so difficult to get in the boat. I'm telling you, difficult. And the people that I bought it from, they didn't like that design either. It was one of the downfalls of it. And I said, man, that can be changed. That can be changed. So I chopped this out. I've already rebuilt everything in the bottom of this boat already and glassed it in. You're gonna see some videos on that. I want to tell you right now, you're gonna be like, thought he's building a house, but now he's doing boat videos. Well, it's my channel. I'm gonna do whatever I want. If I want to put boat videos, truck videos, garden videos, house videos, this is Texas Filipino, and it's our life. So nobody be offended. Just telling how it is. It's our channel. It's not just a home channel. It's not just a homestead channel. It's not just a garden channel. This is living a dual life between Texas and the Philippines. That's why I call it a dual life homestead, because we live in Melinda's world and we live in my world. She embraces my side and I embrace her side, and that's the beauty of it all. And next beauty of that is y'all get to learn things from both sides. Things that I had to go through hard knocks, other foreigners have had to go through hard knocks to go through these things and overcome them. So you already got to step up, because you're already going to be wise to these things by watching our channel. You're going to be wise to these things, and I hope I can pass the knowledge that I've had to go through some hardships on and send it to you, and hopefully you'll let it soak in and you won't have to go through some of the hardships and the misunderstandings that I've had to go through. So that's what that's about. All right, well, I'm gonna wrap this up. This is gonna be not a whole lot to show today video, because like I say, rain. That's just the way it is when you're doing construction. All right, everyone out there, take care. Have a blessed day. Love your family. Kiss your kids. Hug your wife. Take care.